the District of New York.
Yeah, you're right.
I think every file should be released to the public the same way as the JFK files. Let the American people decide.
The timing in my life is perfect for this opportunity. I'm at a great point, just career-wise, to be able to take on this type of endeavor.
The public was told that Erika Kirk works as a real estate agent for the Corcoran Group in New York City. Now the president and CEO of the Corcoran Group is Pamela Liebman. I did some more digging and I found out that Miss Pamela Liebman made the new owner of Jeffrey's.
Just when you thought this story couldn't get any darker, a shocking new claim is exploding online. An insider now alleges that Charlie was deeply disturbed in his final days, especially over the Epstein files, and even feared for his children's safety. We know he publicly demanded the full release of those files, calling on the Department of Justice to unseal everything. Then, just days later, he was gone. Now, Erika says she wants to continue his mission, but why the silence on the one issue he pushed until the very end? The Epstein case. Is this just coincidence? Or is there more to this story than anyone realizes?
Nothing is by coincidence when God is within you.
And if this insider's claims are even partially true, the final months of Charlie's life were filled with tension behind closed doors. According to the source, he started believing Erika wasn't telling him everything. The trust between them allegedly began to crack, and things reportedly escalated to the point where he questioned whether his own children were truly safe. If that's accurate, then this wasn't just political pressure closing in on him. It may have been something much closer to home.
This one's easy. How long have you been married, and when did you know it was time to get married?
We've been married since 2021. There's so many dates to remember.
So
Anniversaries, kids' birth
May
dates.
14th,
Yeah,
August
all the
23rd.
things. How did we? So we've been married for.
How did you know it was
4
time to
years.
get married?
A new insider is now claiming that in the months before his death, Charlie and Erika were allegedly living very separate lives, and that behind the scenes, he may have been exploring options to ensure his children would be cared for by his parents. At the same time, Charlie was publicly and privately pushing for the full release of the Epstein files, telling people close to him that he felt intense pressure and even feared for his future. Now, online investigators are starting to connect. Erika's past work history in New York real estate has resurfaced, and internet users noticed that the firm she once worked for appears multiple times in publicly released Epstein-related documents. Add to that timeline inconsistencies on publicly edited pages like Wikipedia, and suddenly people are asking questions. Are these simply clerical errors and coincidences? Or is the internet reading too much into overlapping names and business associations? There is currently no confirmed evidence tying Erika to any criminal activity, but that hasn't stopped social media from digging deeper, and that's what makes this story so explosive. Charlie made the Epstein files a central issue in his final months, saying he was working on it both publicly and behind closed doors. Now, with resurfaced connections and unanswered questions circulating online, supporters are wondering whether there's more to the story than what was shown in headlines. Coincidence, or something else entirely.
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redactions whatsoever, period. And we the American people ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list. Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we the American people should have on an easy to access website immediately in a very, very quick fashion. I'm pushing for that both privately and publicly, just so you know.
But that's not even the part that really raises eyebrows. According to supporters, Charlie was starting to question something mainstream outlets rarely touch: the possibility that Epstein's network may have extended beyond wealthy elites and into international intelligence circles. That's the angle people say made things even more sensitive. Whether that theory holds weight or not, one thing is clear. The deeper the story goes, the more uncomfortable the questions become.
With his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who was obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies. Epstein was not some sort of whiz-kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he played it really well. It's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi intelligence.
Meanwhile, Erika has remained completely silent on the Epstein files. No statements, no interviews, not even a passing mention. For some supporters, that silence speaks volumes. Online investigators have resurfaced her past role at a New York real estate firm whose name appears in Epstein-related documents, and that overlap has fueled speculation. An insider claims that Charlie may have been rethinking custody arrangements, and the internet is now asking, what exactly was happening behind the scenes? Are these just loose connections being blown out of proportion, or was Charlie uncovering something that made him uneasy? At this point, there's no confirmed evidence of wrongdoing, but the unanswered questions are what keep this story alive.
Obviously, we know that Erika Kirk began the Romanian Angels Project. Lori Fransby established the Everyday Heroes Foundation, which was supposed to help children in need. That was established in Arizona under Erika's mother's name, Lori Fransby. What they decided to do, as charities do, is that they developed certain projects and certain missions, and what spun out from Lori's charity was the Romanian Angels Project. And they got this deal with the military. They worked with the military in Romania to help orphans, okay? Now, it is a fact that they worked with, at that time, Colonel Otto Buscher. Colonel Otto Buscher was then accused of running a brothel with...
And just when you think the story couldn't get more layered, an old interview resurfaces where Erika talks about traveling to places like China and Costa Rica to work directly with victims through humanitarian efforts. On its own, that may sound admirable, but in the current climate, every detail is being re-examined under a microscope. Supporters and critics alike are now digging into timelines, motives, and connections, asking whether these trips were exactly what they appear to be, or if they're simply being pulled into a much larger narrative.
I was living in China and doing a lot of work with victims from sex trafficking, and then began to phase that into working with the Marine Corps and the Army, and then was able to work with a orphanage in Romania.
Now here's where people really start raising eyebrows. Erika's background, pageant queen, reality TV personality, casting director, real estate agent, is being re-examined by online critics who say the timeline feels scattered. Add in her recent decision to remove a wedding photo that Charlie once kept visible during streams, and supporters are questioning whether the perfect marriage image was ever the full story. Between her silence on the Epstein files, resurfaced work history details, and past international humanitarian trips, the internet is asking one thing: are these just coincidences being stitched together, or are there deeper answers that haven't surfaced yet?